Welcome to the post game.
Welcome to the post game.
Welcome back.
Hope everybody's having a good day today. I'm here with my boy Elijah.
Eli NYC.
Here my boy David.
DJ from the QC.
And my name is Davion. How we doing this week, y'all?
A little tired, but can't complain. I'm doing good. How about you, David?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got off of work. How about you, Davion?
I'm doing pretty good. Just got back from vacation. It's been a good week, not gonna lie.
Yeah, sorry for the break, y'all. It's been a good minute, but we back.
Yeah, we're back and better than ever. Today, we'll be talking about the second round of the NBA playoffs.
Woohoo!
I know this is one of David's favorites. So the first game we'll be talking about is the 76ers and the Atlanta Hawks. Who want to start today, y'all?
Well, David, I want to hear your thoughts about it, so you go first, man.
I think both of these teams in the first round have played tremendously. The Hawks upsetting the Knicks in the first round. I think when you look at it, the 76ers, who is one of the better defensive teams in the NBA, when you look at it, it's like they have more chemistry this season playing together. They have more of a defensive sound team. They are motivated. They are dedicated to winning, and I think when you look at it, they really want to win this championship this season. And honestly, if their defense hold up, and depending on if Joel Embiid's knee is hurt or not, and how long he lasts or how long he's out, it will depend on how. Joel Embiid is one of the best players in the NBA. He was an MVP finalist, and honestly, it'll be interesting to see if his injury can make a really big impact for that team. You got the Hawks, who are a team with a lot of heart and a lot of passion. But when you look at it, it's like their points are spread out. They're shooting 36% from three, 44% from the field. They don't have the best numbers on paper. They don't have the flashy 50-point winners but they have Trae Young, who's been averaging 29 points with 9 assists, who has a lot of dedication to winning the championship or to beating whatever teams they need to play, and it'll be interesting to see how far they can take it. But for me personally, I have the Sixers in 5 or 6. I think ultimately it'll be interesting to see if Trae Young can win 1 or 2 by himself, because he has the capability to go get you 50 points if he really needs to. But I don't think against that very strong defensive team, Trae Young can do that. David, how do you feel about that?
Well, Davion, I got Philly in 6. Philly has the advantage on the defensive end with Simmons, Embiid, Thibault, Danny Green, even the old Dwight Howard and George Hill. Trae's an outstanding scorer, but I think he'll be easily contained in the series. The second man really has to step up for the Hawks. Atlanta has defense as well, but their only two primary defenders are Clint Capella and DeAndre Hunter. I don't think that's enough to stop Philly's offense with their three-point shooting. With Seth Curry, George Hill, Matisse Thybulle, great 3-and-D, and Atlanta is a good young and incoming team, but they're inexperienced. And this series will be a great learning experience for the future. So, once again, I have Philly in 6. What about you, Eli?
So, I got Philly in 6. Well, I'm going to just say a blowout. I see a sweep, I can't see the Hawks stopping the 76ers offense. They have a way much better offense than, the Hawks. They're more stronger than the Hawks. And I see, I feel like that the 76ers, they grew through their losses from the past couple of seasons, and I feel like their chemistry got better, and I feel like they are going to, I feel like they're going to make it at least to the, Eastern Conference Finals, but, that could be another topic another day. So, I see the 76ers either sweeping up or I'll give the Hawks 1 game. So, 76ers in a sweep, 4-0.
Yeah, I agree. I think ultimately that 1 game or that 2 game that the Hawks will win, it will completely depend on if Joel's playing or if he's not playing and that team is still playing well, how it looks. But, I think we all know it's going to be 76ers and in the end who's going to win that series.
Yeah, so for the next topic in the Eastern, we got the Bucks versus the Nets. So, any ideas, anybody who?
Bucks and the Nets, I think this will go to Game 7. I think these two teams are stacked offensively, and I think the team that wins this series is the team that plays the better and the more defense, which, in my opinion, I think it'll be the Bucks. I'm going to say that is because I haven't seen in a long time, the Heat in the first round by the Bucks get shut out to 84 points. Not saying the Heat had the most insane offensive threats, but at the same time, it was so insane seeing the Heat get swept. My team, of course. I think the Bucks are such a talented team with Drew Holiday, Giannis, who's out here averaging 23, 15, and 8, which is insane. I think you'll see Chris Middleton, who's averaging 21 points, Jrue Holiday, who's averaging 15 points and 9 assists a game. Who is honestly, let's be honest, I think Jrue Holiday is one of the most underrated point guards in the league. It'll be interesting. It's showing now that like he is the real deal. He is like a playmaker and defensive player, and that he can't get the job done. DiVincenzo being out as shooting guard is a really big hurt for him. He's out for the rest of the season. When you look at it, it's like the Nets, they are such a good team, man. Like, they have 3 of the best players in the NBA. They got Right. They got KD, who's averaging 32, shooting 54%. You got James Harden, who's averaging 27, 10, and 7. You got Kyrie, who's averaging 24 points, shooting 50%. You got Blake Griffin coming off the bench, who's looking incredible. It's like, you got all these players and all these all-stars, but can they play defense? Like, they gave away 50 points to Jason Tatum in the first round. I'd be interested to see if Giannis can get his team shooting well, playing defense, or like, playmaking like he does. It'll be interesting to see if the Bucks can ultimately pull this off. But the Nets is like, do they have defense? Can they go late in the series? Is their chemistry good enough to go late in that series? How do you feel about it, David?
I'm a big person on defense, obviously, but I have Brooklyn in 6. Milwaukee has the higher end on the defense part, obviously, but I think it will be too much to handle the next big 3. I got Brooklyn in 6. Like you said, Milwaukee has the better defense. The next big 3 is too much to contain, and Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and KD. You all know about them. And Brooklyn offense will outweigh Milwaukee's defense, I feel.
You really do feel like Brooklyn's offense will outweigh the Bucks' defense?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Why?
Just because if James Harden is having an off night, you have Kyrie Irving and KD.
Sure.
If Kyrie's having an off night, you got James Harden, KD. And if KD's having an off night, you got James Harden and Kyrie. And like you said, Blake has been good off the bench.
In my opinion, it's like, when we look at these teams, it's like, what if James Harden and KD aren't having a good night and Kyrie have to carry? Can he carry? Or what if, like...
Have you not seen him carry during the season?
Oh, no, I most definitely have. I'm just trying to play, like, devil's advocate here. I do think that when we look at it, you have KD, who's, like, the purest shooter in NBA history almost. He can knock down 40 points any night if he wanted to and carry that team or any team in the NBA for if you want.
So which side are you leaning on?
So I know I sound like I'm more of a Nets fan.
You sounded confused there.
I mean, I get it, but like at the end of the day, like you said, like me and you, we're really fans of defense. It's like defense is our MO when it comes to basketball. But I do think that Giannis playmaking skill, Jrue Holiday's defense and offense of skills can lead them to ultimately beating the Nets. I think it'll go to 7. I could be wrong in this series, and I think, honestly, deep down, I might be wrong, but if I had to put all my eggs in one basket, I'm going with the Bucks.
Do you think the Bucks can outscore the Nets offense?
See, and I think that's where it gets hard at, is that, like, I mean, I think when you look at that, like, if the Bucks can outscore the Nets offense, it's like, can the Bucks defense hold the Nets offense, though? Like, if they hold that offense to under, let's say, I'm going to throw a name, if they can hold that offense to like what they did to the Heat to under 100 points a game, I think the Nets get beat in this second round by the Bucks. If the Bucks play enough defense or play defense like they played with Miami, they beat them in this second round.
You forget Miami is 2 different.
I completely agree. I'm just saying, like, if they can hold them to under 100 points, I think if you can hold almost any team in the playoffs to under 100 points, they would lose.
Do you actually think that's possible, though?
Whether it's possible or not, I think if they hold this team to under 100 points.
But do you think it's possible?
I don't think they can hold this team to under 100 points. But I do think if this Bucks team comes out defensively and plays really good defense on this Nets team, they could win in a 7-game series.
Well,
I feel like KD, Kyrie, and James Harden will get tired at one point. That's how I feel about it.
All 3 at the same time?
I mean, they have to play 7-game series. I know KD has been in this predicament before. Kyrie's been here. Can James Harden hold up and late in the playoffs, or can he lay up?
And that's a great point you done said. You said Kyrie and KD has been there, championship veterans.
Yes.
And they can lead that locker room.
100%. But when you look at it, you have Giannis who's tasted it before. Tasted it. I'm not saying that he's made it all the way there, but he's came close. Yes or no?
He did.
But what?
Got him beat.
I mean, he got beat, but they've all been beat before. They've all tasted that defeat before. I'm not saying that he's like the perfect leader ever, but I'm saying it's like he knows how it feels to be there and get beat. I think we look at it as better for a player when they get beat and they have to deal with that feeling of getting beat, and that knowing that they want to get back to that spot when they can win in that spot. And I think Giannis have been beat for these past 2 years. It's like now he wants to go for gold.
I don't think Giannis figured out how to win a championship yet. KD and Kyrie, once again, has already been there. They won rings, so they know how to win the championship.
I understand that.
So that leading that locker room, I think it'll be easier. That's a huge impact in this series, the championship experience as well.
Well, I agree with both of y'all said. We'd be here all day, but it's my time. And what I'm going for, I'm going to have to go with David. I got the Nets in 6. And that's just because Nets just, like, in my opinion, they one of the best offensive team this season. Hands down. They have KD, Kyrie, Harden, Joe Harris, and Blake Griffin coming off the bench. Like, it's gonna be a hard game for the Bucks. And, I don't think the Bucks defense can stop that offensive team. And, and I feel like KD, he's going to be determined because, he had an injury when he was with the Warriors in the finals, and I'm pretty sure he's determined to make it to the finals this season. KD being one of the best scorers and hard to stop. So I have the Nets in 6 on that one. Now, moving on from the East, we're moving on to the West side now. And the West playoffs, we have the Jazz versus the Mavs or either the Clippers. So what you got for that, David?
Well, I got the Clippers surprisingly beating the Mavs, even though the Mavs have been killing them this series. And then in the Utah and Clippers series, I have Clippers in 7. Jazz are a very determined team, but I think the Clips still are more championship ready than the Jazz. Donovan will be easily swarmed with the Clippers' perimeter defense. I feel like it'll be two great offensive matchups, but the series will come down to defense. And obviously the Clippers have the higher end on the defensive end. And also the coaching. Tyronn Lue, he has a championship experience.
Before I move on to my comment on it, I got a couple questions for you, man. Like, when you say the Clippers have a really good perimeter defense, how can you say that when they're down 3-2 right now to the Mavs, when Luka just dropping
40 bombs on them,
just dropped 42 points in Game 5?
Yup.
And they're down now. They're down 3-2 in the series. Personally, go ahead. I want to hear your comment.
Just because one bad series, they still have that perimeter defense. And
I mean, it's right now it's hidden against Luka. It's hidden.
And honestly, the Mavericks' offense is better than the Jazz offense, to be honest.
Listen, I disagree with that. When you look at the Mavs offense, it's like they have Luka, Tim Hardaway, Porzingis if he shows up, and that's it.
They have nothing but offense. They don't have no defense, though.
When you look at the Mavs, you look at Luka, Tim Hardaway, like I just said, and Porzingis. That's 3 players. That's it. And then the rest of them, they have defense. Okay, they have defense. Let me say how. How can you say that team doesn't have defense when they're beating the Clippers, who have Paul George, Kawhi Leonard?
The series.
The
series have not been based off of defense, though. It has been based off of offense.
Yeah, but if they have defense, they can't contain Luka. Luka dropped a 35. He had the most points in the playoffs.
Like I said, one bad series does not stop the Clippers from having an amazing perimeter defense.
I mean, if this one bad series stops them, then they won't have more than one series to play. If they lose the first round to one bad series,
their perimeter defense go out the window.
Then they won't have anybody else to play. Who else are they going to play?
Exactly.
For me, it's like I got the Mavs beating the Clippers in the first round. It's like,
and I agree.
I mean, for the first round, because when we look at these teams, it's like these guys aren't containing Luka Doncic. Like, they aren't containing that man at all. And they're not, and he's just cooking them. Like, he's averaging 35 points against this
That's
so-called
one of the second best.
It's so-called great Clippers teams. Like I don't understand how this team is playoff ready when they're letting Luka dribble and shoot all over them. It's like I understand like they might not have the mental, like they're not mentally there like on the court. They don't have a leader. They don't have they don't have the drive to win it. But at the same time, it's like they can't even stop one man on this team. Mm-hmm. How are they going to stop the Jazz with one of the top 3 best defenders in the NBA and Rudy Gobert?
The Clippers' offense really rely on 3-point shooting.
Sure.
And Gobert can't guard the perimeter.
I don't think he'll be guarding someone at the 3-point line. I think he'll be in the middle in the paint for the most part.
Exactly. So that's how the Clippers get their points.
I mean, you're saying this, but at the same time, you look at the Clippers, they are not stopping. Their so-called great defense and their great defensive players aren't showing up. No one can guard Luka on that team. Not Paul George, not Kawhi Leonard, not Patrick Beverly, none of them. They've all guarded and they've all lost.
If the Clippers do somehow advance, which I still think, Donovan Mitchell is a different person than Luka Doncic.
Yes, I think he's a more aggressive person than Luka. Yes or no?
Who's the better scorer? Who's the better facilitator?
I'll say it's Luka, but when you look at the Utah Jazz, they have more weapons than the Mavs do. Yes or no?
That's a fact.
Yeah, they got a lot of scorers.
They have more. They have a lot of scorers, and Mike Conley.
I wouldn't say they got the best six man.
They got the best. They got Jordan Clarkson. They got Mike Conley. Joe Ingles. They got they have depth in their team. Like they have more depth than the Mavs. And I think if the Clippers played the Utah Jazz, they get beat. They get beaten 5 or 6 games.
I want to say.
I agree. I'll say I got Jazz in 6 for the Clippers if the Clippers make it.
But I don't think the Clippers are going to make it. I think it'll be the Mavs and the Jazz, and I think we'll see. I think this game will go to 6 because I think it'll be hard for the Jazz for the first couple games to see how they're going to guard Luka and how they're going to play him. And honestly, but ultimately, I got the Jazz winning this whole entire series.
So, do you think the Jazz offense is better than the Mavericks offense?
Yes, 100%. You got Donovan Mitchell averaging 23 points, Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench getting you 18 points. You got Rudy Gobert giving you 17 points and 13 boards a game. You got Mike Conley and Bojan Bogdanovic giving you almost 18 points a game. Like this is points. Like these guys are giving you that's 18. You have 4 people giving you 18 points. That's not the leading scorer on the team.
But the Mavericks are a better 3-point shooting team.
So I get that, but at the same time, it's when you look at it, it's like that team has defense, they have scoring, they have it all. This team is built for the playoffs. They have more than 3 people that can give you at least 18 points a night. At the same time, they all can play defense.
Who is those 3 people
that can give you more than 18 points a night?
Mm-hmm.
I just named them. You got Jordan Clarkson, Mike Conley, Bogdanovic, Rudy Gobert, and Donovan Mitchell.
You said Rudy Gobert can give you 18.
He's giving you now. He's averaging. He averaged 17 points in the first game. He averaged 17 points in the first series.
Do you not know who their center was? It was Jonas Valanciunas, of course.
I get that, but at the same time, he still did it. So you have to take into account that he did. Like whether you like it or not, he can still score.
But I believe that
Rudy Gobert cannot score.
Then who's going to guard?
I believe Porzingis will probably,
Who's going to guard him on the Mavs? Who's going to guard him on the Mavs? Yes.
Well, I'm talking about the Clippers.
Or who's going to guard him on the Clippers?
You have Zubac.
Zubac's not going to be able to guard.
He's not going to guard one of the best. He's not going to be able to guard one. He's not going to be able to guard one of the best centers in our NBA.
He's not a scorer.
He can give you. He's going to play defense, and he's averaging 17 points in the playoffs.
Like I said, it's different centers. It's Jonas Valanciunas. He has no defense for the Grizzlies in their first round.
I completely get that, but at the same time, you have to think about it. He did it. He got you 17 points in his first series. So
because it's a different team,
we will see. We will see the second round if he can do it or not. So Elijah, how do you feel about it? Like, what do you think is going to happen with the Jazz, Clippers, and Mavs?
Well, Davion, you already know, sometimes I don't agree with you on some things, but, I'm going to have to agree with you on this one. I got the Jazz beating the Mavs, but I got the Mavs over the Clippers in the first one. So,
Yeah.
I believe the Mavs going to beat them. And then I feel like in Game 6, Jazz going to put it away.
Yeah, I do agree that I got Jazz in 6. Honestly, it could be Jazz in 7 because of Luka and how great he is. But the last game that we'll be talking about,
Clippers in 7.
the last game we'll be talking about is Denver, who just beat Portland in the series live. And then we have the Lakers and the Suns, who's playing right now. Right now, the Suns are up 89-76 going into the fourth quarter. There was a 20-point lead that the Suns had at half, but, LeBron is still LeBron, and he's still trying to win and not go home. Let's start on Denver Nuggets. Do we think they have potential? Do we think they have potential to go deep in the playoffs?
Now,
After looking at the first round.
Now, with this matchup, I'm going to have to go with the Nuggets in 7 over the Suns. And that's just because I could see nobody stopping Jokic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
one of the running-up MVP candidates,
Yeah. Honestly, it could be the league
it can
MVP.
Be,
will probably be league MVP.
And also, they also got MPJ. So, he's also dominating on the offense as well. So, yeah, I got Nuggets in 7. Not to say this not going to be a good, series. I see, Suns going to play their hearts out. Booker, Chris Paul, Jay Crowder. They're going to play their hearts out. But I can't see nobody stopping him. He's dominating everybody, and he's been proving it. And he even dominated the Trail Blazers. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Nuggets on that one. Davion, how you feel about it?
So, as we watch now, Devin Booker has 43 points going into the third quarter. That's insane, man. You can see the heart that kid has and how he wants to really beat LeBron and the Lakers in the first round. But I think he really wants to get it done tonight. I'm going to go an early prediction and say that he does get it done tonight. Ultimately, I think Devin Booker wants to put this team away in Game 6. And tonight, I think it will be the night. So I got Denver and the Suns. This is hard, man, because I think the Suns is a team who's so motivated and so dedicated to wanting to win and prove everybody wrong that they have a young, inexperienced team. But Chris Paul's leading that team to tremendous heights, and Jay Crowder playing insane this game as well. I got the Nuggets in 7, though. I'm a big fan of Nikola Jokic, the MVP this season, and I think we will see him transform in this next series. I think it'll be interesting to see DeAndre Ayton have to guard him.
He's not stopping him.
I don't think he can stop him.
Yeah,
I think
he's a beast.
Nikola Jokic is unguardable in the NBA right now. I think the Suns will have to really put up a fight. I think they got lucky with the Lakers having AD out and LeBron, not having a really good helping squad as well.
Do you think Nikola can stop DeAndre?
Yes, I do. And let me tell you, well, not even that. And it's not even if he can stop or not. I think there are other people on that team. I think there are other people on that team that can stop that.
Who on the Nuggets at the center position can stop DeAndre Ayton?
He's not. I mean, what is he averaging this series right now? I don't think he's out here giving you big numbers. So it's not a matter of
17 this season.
He's averaging 17.
Yep.
Listen, 17 points is not the end of the world.
Yeah, compared to Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic is averaging 30.
But
30
I'm
points?
I'm asking about Jokic's defense. Can he contain?
He will contain him to under 20 points. I think he will contain him to under 20 points. I mean, whether that's 15 or 17 or 19, he will contain him to under 20 points. Jokic had 30. Jokic had 36 in Game 6 against the Portland Trail Blazers. So it'll be who's going to contain him? Who's going to guard him on the Suns? Jay Crowder, I think. Will it be Jay Crowder who's going to be matching up against Nikola Jokic? But
yeah, they have Gordon on a 4, so I'm pretty sure he's not going to guard him.
No.
So I'm pretty sure Jokic's going to stop him.
You realize he's averaging 14 this series against AD, Andre Drummond, and LeBron James.
Are they not better?
There are better defense.
You're saying right now that Andre Drummond is better defensively than Nikola Jokic? How is that?
Bro.
How is that a thought? Andre Drummond.
Drummond.
He played like a scrub in this first series. Yes or no?
Who has better defense? Be real.
I say, in my opinion, right now in the NBA, I'm going Nikola Jokic 10 times out of 10. I'm not saying that he has great defense at all, but at the same time, it's like, what is he doing on the court?
God.
Who is he? So you're saying he's gonna guard? Who's guarding Nikola Jokic?
I'm not talking about DeAndre Ayton defense on Jokic. I'm talking about DeAndre Ayton's offense.
I mean, he could score. I'm not saying he's not going to score him. He's going to score too, but he's not going to score that much on.
So you're telling me
But he's averaging 14 against the Lakers.
14 points.
With, like I said, Andre Drummond, great rim protector.
We got to.
Great, whoa, right now?
But you gotta
great
realize-
rim protector?
Yes.
No, he's not good. He didn't play well for the Lakers in the first round. That's why they look like that now. And I got another.
They're trying to fit in the chemistry.
There's no chemistry when you're going to lose to the Suns in Game 6.
But you got to understand, though, even the Portland Trailblazers couldn't stop him.
And
they have better big men. Honestly, in my opinion, they have better big men than the Lakers.
In my opinion, when you look at the Nuggets defense, it's like they stopped C.J. McCollum. They stopped Nurkic. They stopped Dame Lillard. Like they played good defense. You can't say they didn't play good defense against this shooting team.
I'm listening to you, but I have to go back to this wild tape when he said the Trailblazers big men are better than the Lakers big men.
I mean, minus AD and LeBron, I agree.
AD. Yeah, minus AD. I'm not talking about what AD. Yeah.
Minus AD and LeBron, I completely agree.
No, it ain't no minus 80 and LeBron. They part of the team.
I mean, you got a point. Okay, yeah.
And Drummond.
You're okay. Drummond's terrible.
Drummond's
He's
terrible.
not good.
He's
I'll
not.
get it through your head.
Yeah,
No one wanted
If
him for a reason.
Oh my!
Because he wasn't good.
Everybody during the buyout market, everybody wanted him, but he wanted to get a ring. That's what
Obviously he didn't contribute to this team
because the chemistry.
Oh, back with chemistry. Whether it's chemistry or not,
The Lakers never played together like that.
Sure. Whose
And
fault
also-
is that? Their fault.
The
At the
Lakers
end of
also
the
lost
day-
people too, so.
So I just saw that Nikola Jokic is averaging 32 points this playoffs. Who's going to stop him on the Suns? David?
The Suns, they have Mikal Bridges, they have
No.
Jay Crowder,
No.
and they have DeAndre Ayton.
Listen, if they better put
They will-
Jay Crowder on because Mikal Bridges will get wiped up.
Most likely, they'll double team, and it'll be hard.
And they're gonna leave
got
Austin
MPJ.
Rivers. They're gonna leave Austin Rivers open to make a
Yeah,
three.
he got all the shooters,
Austin
too.
Rivers can shoot.
He
Can he
got all the
not?
shooters too.
He can.
Yeah.
I never say he couldn't shoot.
When we look at the Nuggets and Suns matchup, which it'll probably be, there's 8 minutes left. Suns are up 94-81. 8 minutes left. We're still pulling for the Suns to finish this game off. But when we look at it, I got the Nuggets in 7, beating the Suns.
too as well.
Phoenix in 7.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see the second round. How the second round plays out. David, any comments?
Also, my last point. I know this is late, but the Nuggets are inexperienced, just like the Hawks. CP3, he has way more playoff leadership. He can lead those boys. He know what to do. He been close to a championship.
I got a comment on that. What has he accomplished in the playoffs?
Please tell me that, because I've been trying to figure out.
I get that he's been what? What's the closest that he's made it?
The finals, the Western Conference Finals.
Western Conference Finals.
Yeah.
He has not.
Game 7.
He has not. With
One
who?
game.
With who?
The Rockets. And he was hurt.
Which he got hurt.
He
Yes,
got hurt.
I do remember that. When you look at that, at the same time, you have to think: can he lead that team to the finals?
I am talking about their experience, though.
Yeah, but you
yes,
brought up
experience.
CP3 as their leader, as their captain, as their.
that's
Is he
what
not?
I'm saying.
He is, but at the same time, can he do it? Like, can he get them
And
back there?
Okay, 1 point. Who's the leader on the Nuggets? Who you think?
Who do you?
Who you
Nikola
think?
Jokic,
Yeah, Nikola.
the best player in the NBA.
He's
MVP.
the best player on the Nuggets, but who is the leader?
He is.
He
Is he
is.
not? Who is? Who do you think it is?
Don't say Jamal Murray.
When I know he's injured,
I mean, he can still be the captain from the sideline.
Yeah.
Still though.
He said captain on the sideline.
I don't think it'll be. I think it is Nikola Jokic. I think at the end of the day, they don't have a big alpha, but they do.
Exactly.
But they do have a point man. They do have a point man at the end of the day who's taking that last shot, and that is Nikola Jokic. Mm-hmm. I know at the end of the day, who's taking the last shot for the Suns is Devin Booker. But when we look at it, it's like who can lead that team to the out of the second round? Any final comments about the second round, y'all?
I'm gonna just restate my picks again. So
what's funny about this? So at the start of our NBA breakdown for the podcast and for the playoffs, I took David did a bracket, and I kept the bracket. He doesn't know I have it, but I do have it. So we'll look at him at the end of the playoffs to see how he did. But right now, it looks like he lost a couple games in the first round.
Yeah,
like I stated,
that is funny.
Like I stated in the first round, I'm more of an underdog. I'm more of an underdog picker.
You did say that, yeah. You did say that. But for you to repick, who are you going to beat? So calculating all of David's first round picks, looks like he went away with 5 correct ones. Elijah, how many did you get right?
I got 6. How many you got?
I got 6 as well, only losing with the Clippers, who is honestly still yet to be decided, and the Knicks.
So that's what you get for going with the underdog.
Yeah, underdogs. But so we just, throughout the recording this entire podcast, we've watched the Lakers and the Suns play in Game 6, and the Suns have officially beaten the Lakers in 6 games. Let's talk about that. Like, LeBron losing in the first round of the NBA playoffs, but the debate is still that he is better than Michael Jordan.
Just because I went with the underdogs, my finals pick is the Nets, and we going to win.
And Nets are going to win? Really?
That's the major point.
You say they winning it all?
Winning it all. Calling it here. Guarantee!
We'll see.
I doubt it. I doubt it. But, Suns have beaten the Lakers, and that's big, man. I think that's big for that Suns team. And that's big for LeBron's legacy, too, losing in the first round. Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts for today's episode, y'all?
Hey, these playoffs have just been amazing so far. Thank you, NBA.
Thank you, NBA. What about the players? Thank you, NBA players. The
players made the game.
Making the game great. But anyways, hope y'all enjoyed the show today. Thanks for listening. I've been your host, Davion.
I'm Eli.
I'm DJ, and this has been The Post Game.